Hey everyone.
Hi, Noah. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, Jeanette. You
Good
made it. You weren't
morning.
sure if you were going to come.
Morning.
Morning, Ray. I thought that was Ray. Could be making it up.
It's a crooked
Can't
face still.
Mindy,
can't
Ty.
mistake Ray.
Great.
I heard chicken.
Atikin, my man.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Ben, Gina. Hi. Your pop up. April. Warrior. Healing.
Trying.
I know. Hey, Ty. Kate, what's happening? Hey, Enzo. Glad you made it. Oh, good. Tish, you're here. No, you weren't sure. I saw your question regarding the easy bar. I'm going to cover that today,
Morning.
Tish.
Oh, I can only stay for like 30
Oh,
minutes, and then I have to
I will
go.
cover. Hold on. I'll do it first then. Hold on. Now I got to.
Oh, no
Hold on,
worries.
Tish.
I was gonna say I can always
Okay.
watch the recording.
I'll do it first. No. I'll do your question first.
I
Vix is
wanted
here.
I wanted to say hi real quick, but I'm on another meeting at the same time, so I'm listening to both, multitasking.
Dave, we love this.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Play hooky. Yes.
You're my
It's great
hero,
to see
Dave.
you. Yeah, truly,
yeah,
hero
yeah. I'm
status.
trying, but I'll try to stay muted and keep the video off. Just yep,
Yeah, because I'll get Blair Witch over here if you keep walking around. So perfect.
yeah.
Although Ty, I just want to point out, I hate, singling people out that probably don't want to talk, but Ty is outside rucking.
Yep.
Gonna go ruck vest. I see something happening.
I'm
No,
not rucking. I'm only walking because doctor says I can't do it with my Achilles yet. So,
let's not diminish the fact that you're doing something. Come on, you're like it's only walking. Come on.
well,
I
I
actually,
mean,
it's great. Looks beautiful where you are.
yeah, it's actually a nice fall morning here in Utah. So
Utah. Oh, that
take
was my
advantage of
next.
them while I can before
That
Well,
was
it
my
goes
most
next
of us
crazy.
are
question.
only sitting, so I think you got us beat.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's all. I'm just gonna stand and march in place so I compete with Ty. True
Well,
story.
I have to go because if I don't take my dog out, he gets mad.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
So,
it's good peer pressure. I'll tell you, when I'm
yeah,
short on steps for the night, I'll just march in place in my house.
my wife got one of those like small treadmills to put in our room that if she's short, she pulls it out and just walks on the treadmill for 10 or
I,
15 minutes while watching a show.
it honestly, it adds up. It's so worth it. Good on you. Let's see. I saw, Mason, did you mean to put your hand up or was that an accidental
Insurance
wave?
policies, you transfer it to that individual and they take out the cash value loan from the
Mason,
policy.
did you
They
mean
Yeah.
to? No.
taxes on them.
No, I was I I thought we still put our hands up to be participants to have the video on.
Oh, your video's on, so you've done well. You've done it.
I've done it. I've done it.
um,
We switched formats, Mason. So we were on a webinar before, but now everybody
Ooh,
comes in on camera. So
it's
you are
just
all good.
easier. Yeah, yeah,
thanks, Noah.
exactly. Well, it's so great to see everybody. Good morning, happy turnout. I did want to, just because we talked about with Tide, I did post something on my Instagram last night about there are days that like I don't want to move and I don't want to go to the gym and I just kind of like mentally don't even have it. Sometimes it's not physical, it's mental. And I feel like rucking is for people that want something more challenging than the walk, but really don't want to run anywhere. And I'm like, rucking is perfect for me. So anyway, just keep that in mind. There's always stuff to do. I wanted to address, we've probably got about 10 questions that came through in the comments. And then we've probably got 60 form checks. So I'm going to do as many as I can. I know, Tish, I promised I'll do your question first because you've got to bail out. But I did want to mention something that was funny. I had a few people write me on social media on DMs saying like, no homework this week, like no like deep thoughts. And I love when you guys just like walk into my trap, okay? Because you've given me such a great piece of coaching material for you. I think it's really easy to put pressure on ourselves and think, well, what's my breakthrough this week? What's my aha moment this week? What am I PRing this week? And some weeks are just weeks. Some weeks, there's nothing too exciting. We just got to do another week and do the consistent stuff. And those consistent weeks that don't have these major highlights can sometimes feel like failures. Because you're like, well, last week I PR'd my deadlift and this, and then the other week I had that big breakthrough about the way I'm looking and having my inner dialogue. And it's like, guys, we cannot be in harvest all year round, right? You just got to think about that. We harvest once a season, and we're not, we're not corn on the cob, right? We have different harvesting seasons than agriculture, but just know that like some weeks you'll have these breakthroughs, and sometimes we just gotta work, and we just gotta kind of log a week, and that's really valuable. So know that I have a reason to not push you and prod you with thinking homework, because I'm like, this just needs to be a week that we work and we get it done. So just know that, like, I love that you guys walked into that. I'm like, I wonder if it's going to come up, and it did. So there we go. And in a way, I've given you hopefully a little piece of aha moment today. So I am going to cover the questions in the app first. If things come up along the way, you guys know how I feel. Jump in the chat, which it's already going over here, which is great. And then and we'll get going. So let's see. Tish, where are you? I actually love this. This is a question you submitted in the questions. Oh, hold on. Now yeah. Ty wrote something great in the chat. I totally agree. Let me now, before I go to Tish, I had someone describe this mentality to me. Athletes get off the season, have a preseason, and not every week is a playoff level. Like I always joked that, like, my clients are all like Tom Brady. Like they're in season, they're out of season. It's not a playoff game. It's not a playoff week. It's just a week. So just know that you guys train really hard, and you guys can't always be Super Bowl ready, going along with the football analogy. So thank you for that, Ty. Okay. So Tish, it sounds like you're not gonna be able to make it for the form checks, but I love this because I just love your resourcefulness. She said, I submitted my first attempt, go Tish, at a barbell deadlift. So by the way, that's cool. Like, woo. Here's the catch, everybody. She goes, also, the only available bar at the gym was an easy bar. Wah, wah. But like, do we usually deadlift with easy bars? No. Does it really matter? Not unless you're pulling really, really heavy. Like it's a bar. It's made of steel. It's got handles. I realize, and just so you guys know, that the easy bars are kind of like, have these little like dips. And this is rudimentary, so, and not to scale clearly, but they've got these little dips in the handles. Tish, come on, this is for you, and you laugh at me.
It's great.
Pretty good, right? This bar has this curvature, and that's what they call it, the easy curl, because it gets you getting that like deeper kind of like, it's for curling, literally. Oh, thank you, Noah. It's literally for bicep curling. So the reality is, she goes, it's the only bar I could find. I was curious if there was an advantage to a switch grip, because a lot of people use it. So the Swiffer comes out. So one, I love that you're using the easy curl. I don't care. Once it starts to get heavier, I think it's going to be more difficult. But the reality is, if your hands are even and you can still load and go, Tish, don't overcomplicate it. I think it's cool, right? Now, you asked a question about switch gripping. So just to give you guys a visual, traditional deadlifts are 2 overhand pulls, okay? This is great for every single one of us on this call and that's watching the recording. Overhand grip is absolutely fine, and it sits at your hip and you go through that deadlift position. I personally switch grip, which means one hand is forward, one hand is backwards. This creates a different kind of security with the barbell. When the bar gets heavier, I feel much stronger in this position. Now, it's ironic. If I swap my hands, this doesn't feel right to me. It feels like writing left-handed for me. So if I always switch grip one way. My left is always behind. My right is always over the top. The reason I go through this length of detail is that if you anybody is switch gripping as the weight gets heavier, you should do all your workup sets and warm up sets the same way. I want you to practice the way you're going to lift as those work sets become real. So if you have interest in it, Tish, if you're like, I do want to become really strong at deadlifting, I want to work that system. I want to see how it feels. I mean, and the easy bar, even though it's curved, it won't matter. You just put your hands on that, on the curves on that top part. It's fine. But like, if you're gonna play with it while it's light and see how it goes. But it's not a necessary adaptation. It's just a great way to kind of really lock in that barbell and bar path. Does that make sense, hon?
Okay, it does. I figured
Yeah.
the Easy Bar was maybe a better option than the Smith machine because that's the only other option in the gym. Would be
Because of the pathway of the bar, I actually would have made the same decision you did.
okay.
Yep. Cool. Oh wow, there's lots of chat over here. So there we go. Oh, I thought you guys were like blowing up talking about deadlifts. You guys are all making fun of the Swiffer. Guys, does Nick have a Swiffer? I don't think so, right? This is he needs to get with the program.
It's what little he lacks, honestly.
I know. This is a safe space. If anybody wants to say anything mean about Nick, this is your chance now. He is quite literally the best. This was a great question. So Dave wrote in, I have a question that's more specific to the hybrid athlete world. Hybrid just meaning I'm not just lifting, I'm not just running, I'm not just doing dynamic stuff, I'm doing all. When you were training for Wodapalooza, what changes did you make to your nutrition? I feel like during competition training and the event itself, we may do things in our nutrition that are different when we are competing or training for it. So if you guys look in the tracker, there is this great little toggle, and I'm opening up my phone so I can show you. When you go to the little apple on your page, and it says show training day servings. Oh, I touched this little toggle, and when I toggle over, it gives me more food. Now, the irony is when you're training more, and you're like, wait, I got to get even more food in. That's the biggest adaptation. Now, I will tell you that I felt like because of the kind of training I was doing, I needed more carbohydrates. And if you look, the tracker is very smart. I usually have 4 servings of carbs on a non-training day. Training day, 6 servings. So I added 2. By the way, someone's mic is on. I'm kind of hearing you fiddling. So just everybody do a little self-check and make sure that you're muted as well. Thank you. So the feedback is better. So it does that for you. Now, I will be very honest. There are some days like I just couldn't get all the servings in, but that's the biggest change. So the tracker does that for you. You asked specifically, Dave, on the competition days. We had 6 events over 2 days. And I remember telling myself, you work so hard, you can have a burrito at the end of the day with guacamole and whatever you want. And I just really didn't want it. I lost a lot of my hunger. Part of that's that kind of training. Part of that was like I was in the sun all day. Part of that is I was using those Momentous fuel packets. I don't know if you guys have seen those. They're a great tool for us to use for anyone that's doing any kind of longer distance
I love
rides
that,
or runs.
The guava flavor. Yeah, it's so good.
So good. And what it is, it's 25 grams of carbs and basically sugar. So I pop that in my water bottle. And so I was getting fuel in because your body runs on carbs and sugar when in the training. Like it's not going to run on protein and fat. It's going to use those carbohydrates. So that was the only thing I did. I used the fuel packet at least once a day. So yeah, I wouldn't overthink it, but your body will tell you. I felt the days that I was dehydrated. I felt the days that my minerals were low. I felt the days I didn't eat enough because when you, let's say, get lazy for a day on food, you will feel it in your next training day. So you just adapt, but great question. Thank you for being thoughtful. And
Thank you.
I also want to say, yeah, you're welcome. And guys, never apologize. Like there are questions that are going to be repeated. David said, I'm sorry if you've already answered this. I will answer the same question a million times. It doesn't bother. I love it. I love coaching. I love going through this. And by the way, like me, I start to diversify my coaching as I go further in my career. So the same question asked 6 months later, I'll have more to add. So it's always just ask. I know my video is uploaded. I just want to know the difference between a Romanian deadlift and a stiff leg. I wonder if you can tell which one I'm performing with the form check. So I know we'll get the form checks because we have so many. I still wanted to cover this live. A stiff leg deadlift versus a Romanian deadlift. Such a minor, but very, very specific difference. So I'm going to focus on my lower half here. So a Romanian deadlift or RDL, barbell, you'll start at your hips. And the biggest thing is as you bring your butt back, we've always talked about here, like closing the door behind you, you can see that there's a bend in my knees, right? There's truly an angle. I'm pushing my hips back and I'm more focused on my hips going back. I really, even though I'm flexible, I mean, guys, I can touch the ground, but like I put so much load on my hamstrings in this glute tie-in that's as far as I'm going to go. So this is your RDL, your hips going back, and I want you to pay close attention to the angle in my knee. Stiff leg deadlift, I would call has a micro bend in the knees. So it's just a micro bend, and I'm keeping my legs much straighter because the point of this exercise is to load the hamstrings more intensely. That's really the difference. So I'm here. I want you to notice I'm still not going to the ground. I'm not compromising my spine to get further or my lower back. So I'm only going about 6 inches further with my stiff leg, but there's a micro bend. So stiff leg is here, RDL more here. So just the angle of your knee flexion is what we're looking at to show the difference. And you will feel a load. And so I recommend in your workup sets, like even if you're doing stiff leg, do an RDL too. It's like, oh, that's my RDL angle. Got it. Now this is my stiff leg angle. So on those stiff leg, I still want a micro bend in those knees versus a lockout, but that's the main difference. That's a great question. Okay. This was 2 questions. What is an appropriate warm up for women if you start lifting heavier? And she said warm up exercise and the duration of the exercise. Okay, got it. So if you'll see at the beginning of every workout, there is a warm up. It's pretty straightforward. It's the same every time. And there's no deviation if you're female or male, right? We're loading your body in full body positions, all body weight to get blood flowing. You will find that, and just a reminder, guys, if you're not muted, go ahead and hit that button for me. Someone's moving around. Thank you. If you're doing the workup sets like we rave about, it's going to warm you up. It will warm up those positions. It will warm up those angles. It will get your lungs to turn on. It will get your blood to flow. So the load will warm you up as you're working up. And as a reminder, and I'm sure there's an article that we have in, you should look at articles looking at workup sets. Let's say you have 4 sets of 10 bench press. I'm making this up. Your first set should not be the empty bar where you're getting warmed up. There should be a set of 2 to 3 reps with an empty bar, right? Then you put a little more weight on, do 2 or 3 more reps. Then you're like, okay, now I'm ready for my first set of 10, which I would say a work set. So workup set versus work set are different. And those workup sets are where I get warm. Okay. Second question was regarding the tracker. How do we track a protein shake when we mix it with milk and half a banana in the tracker? It is pretty simple. I look at how much protein is in the serving of the protein shake. So the protein I love has 30 grams. So I'm like, oh, that's 1.5 servings of the protein. So I tap a whole serving and I have a little note section in my phone and I put 0.5 protein. I know that I've got a half a serving of protein already in, but I piece it together through my day. I'm going to guess about a cup of milk. Okay, that's about 8 grams of protein. Wait a second, I have half a serving over here. That's the other half, boom, 2 servings of protein, half a banana, half a serving of fruit. So just, you guys, just like, I know we're not operating in half servings, but like we all can track if we have a half a banana and okay, then you've got 1.5 other servings of fruit for your day, right? At least for me in my chart, I know I get 2 servings a day. So just, it's just break it down and then build it out in the tracker. Don't overcomplicate it, but great question. Oh, I love that Dan asked this question. So on free choice meal days, how should we approach the rest of our meals? If I don't add the portions for my free choice meal, it seems I'm always going to end up with red apple because I'll be in a deficit of carbs, fats. I load them in both places. The free choice meal toggle is your like awareness device to say, I did my fun meal this week, right? Put that toggle over, but I still add my protein from that meal. I still add it. I just know it's a free choice. So I put it in both places personally, because I want credit for that protein. I want credit for those carbs. Cool. I absolutely love this question from Lisa. Apart from barbell squats and deadlifts, what other exercises are effective for growing legs? Yes. Depends what equipment you have. I love machines for leg growth, because when you're in a fixed position with a fixed kind of palette of weight, I think we're able to push our body's limits a little bit further. I think when you have a bar on your back or in your hands and you're like trying to move heavier, it gets a little bit more intimidating. There's nothing like sitting at a leg extension machine and repping out those legs and being like, oh, I think I can go a little heavier, put a few more plates on. And if you start to burn out, you kind of take a beat, wait 5 seconds, and then add more of those reps. I love a leg extension machine. I love a leg curl machine. I love a leg press machine. Such a safe way to push your boundaries. Now, if you're like, I don't have that gym equipment, the number one thing I'm going to tell you is start lunging. Oh, you will feel your quads, your butt, your hamstring, your inner thighs, and your heart rate's going to go up. There's nothing like a lunge. If I could do one exercise, like lower body exercise for the rest of my life, it's going to be a lunge. And a lot of that is for my aesthetics. I know I probably functionally, I should have chosen deadlifts. I care about looks just as much as function. I'm going to lunge forever, period. So you want to grow, like, do your lunges. A lot of nutrition questions today. This one is regarding the FUBAR diet. This person, oh, Enzo, this is you. You're here. In the FUBAR, you're given 3 to 4 portions of fat, correct? For you? It's okay,
Yes.
you don't have to turn your mic. Okay, great.
Yes.
So I love that April chimed in and gave you some great ideas, but this was such a great way to discuss fat portions. I will tell you the number one thing I see when a client comes to me for one-on-one training or online or even in this group, like I'm working, I'm tracking, I'm not seeing like my waistline change. It's because they're overeating in fats. And as Enzo has discovered, 3 to 4 portions of fat, which is 30 to 40 grams of fat, because 10 grams of fat per every portion is not a lot. It goes fast. But when you start to key in on what's in the fat portion, you make decisions a little differently. Like I used to always do peanut butter with my banana, no question. But let's play the game. I use Skippy in 2 tablespoons, which I would do easily. Guys, a tablespoon is not that much. It's like size of your thumb, right? 16 grams of fat. And so in Enzo's case, if he's putting peanut butter on his banana, that's 1/3 of his fat for the day. Forget it. I'm just going to eat the banana. I'd rather save that fat later in my day, right? So you were talking about using a tablespoon of olive oil to roast the chicken. Stand by. Let's pull more out of my cabinets. Okay. And this is where I love food tracking, because You get to like know what's in what you're eating, and that includes ingredients. In 1 tablespoon, 14 grams of fat. So that's another third of Enzo's fat for the day. You're like, dang it, this goes fast. Now, fat is healthy. These are great sources of fat for you. I love this, but you got to be aware. So I think April gave you some great ideas. And for anybody else that's going through that, like, you start to make these choices. So I do bananas without peanut butter anymore. I get Siggi's. I'm going to open my fridge now. You guys, I'm taking you through my whole kitchen. I do Siggi's yogurt. I used to do higher fat, but now I do the lower fat version, and there's only 3 grams per tub. I do cottage cheese. I love good culture. But if you get the whole fat cottage cheese, you're looking at maybe 8 grams per serving. Now there's 18 grams of protein in here, but I can't afford 8 grams of fat if I want to have fun throughout my day and not be really penny pinching every gram of fat. So I do the low fat, which tastes amazing. It's only 3 grams of fat. So Enzo, I hope I'm being descriptive enough that you see you've got to really be judicious about where you're pulling your fat sources from. I will drizzle like a little, like, as you talked about dressings, salad dressings. There's so many on the market that are no fat or very low fat. Okay, if you use olive oil to cook, this is my record times leaving the camera. I got one of these great non-aerosol oil cans. You put your olive oil in here, you literally pump, you spray. So I end up spraying, and I don't overthink it. I'm like, oh, is that 1 gram per the spray? I'm not sure. I always just say, I know I'm using a couple grams of fat with this, but that's the way I diversify my choices in my day, so I'm not going over. I will read April's comments because I think it's helpful for everybody. She air fries the chicken. She brought her cheese serving size down to a 1/2 ounce versus a whole ounce. Guys, there's a lot of great protein in dairy, but there's also fat if you're not being thoughtful. Also eggs. I love eggs. I used to do 3 eggs a morning, or at least, or if not during the morning, during the day, I'll carry boiled eggs with me. I always joke that boiled eggs are like nature's protein bar, but it's perfect. But if you do 3 eggs, 3 times 6, 18, that's 2 servings of fat. So I now use egg whites. I'll do 1 egg with a carton of egg whites, and I'll pour some of that. So I get my protein up, but I don't go over in fats. I hope I have drilled this into your heads. Enzo, does that help you, my dear?
Yes, it does. And
Okay, good.
did I get that right? You try to spray olive oil because you use less.
Because I use less.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of aerosol cans in the market. You can get it like the Pam. I paid way too much money from this thing for like Williams Sonoma, because there's no chemicals, there's no aerosol in there, and like you literally manually pump it, and you can use the olive oil that you want to fill it. That's what I like. This is what I do, and it keeps it gives my food what I need, so it's not sticking, because like the roasted chicken. But you guys will be surprised how good your food tastes without a lot of fat on it. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Of course. Corey, bench press. I would like to know the best elbow and arm posture to focus on the pecs. So I'm going to do a vertical bench press here. So I'm sitting, but pretend I'm laying down. I think a lot of times what I'll see, right? You take the bar off the rack and it comes over you. I see the elbows go wide and the bar kind of be at that clavicle height. Kind of looks like this. And that is going to target a little chest, but a lot more shoulders and traps, because someone's got to take the load here. What I'd like to see, you take it off the rack and it comes right down mid chest. I think Nick always pushes for nipple height. I always joke with women, our nipples move. So I like to go bottom of my bra line. That's a really nice static place for us gals. So you're going to come through and down. And what's cool about that is when the bar is in the right position, your elbows go into the right position. And you're going to have a really nice stretch on the pec major and minor here. And I want to point out, a lot of times I'll see this. So if you look at my hand position, the bar will be kind of by my knuckles. And if you can see, the barbell is then tracking above my elbow versus if my knuckles are towards the ceiling, it's right over my elbows, which is what you want. You want the weight over the fulcrum that's moving the weight. Okay, so you're here. The bar is not going to come out, you guys. Your thumb's around it. It's right there, but you got to trust it. So I like this. Now I keep my butt on the bench, but I do like a nice rib cage stretch. If you allow your chest to kind of open and get that expression, the greater stretch on the muscle, the greater opportunity we can contract it home. Okay. It's like, think about barbell curls. If I stop part way, I'm not going to get the full expression of the muscle. This black shirt's kind of making it hard to see. If you stretch all the way, we're able to request more muscle to switch on. Same thing with that bench. So I want you right below your chest line, knuckles pointing up, driving. And I always think about the idea of like breaking the bar, like this outside rotation, pinkies towards the bar. Nick teaches that a lot. So I kind of do that. And that's what's going to help you engage these stabilizers, your lats, your back, and you're really going to feel confident about that bar path. Okay. So think about those positions. Think about giving yourself that little stretch. You know, you'll even see it. I hate to keep referencing Popping Iron, but it's one of the best films ever made. I'm sorry. When you look at Arnold doing chest flies, you see he really expresses his rib cage. He allows that to get open to get the stretch. Dumbbells and barbells are different because that barbell's in that fixed position, but I just think about giving yourself that little stretch and drive so you get those pecs loaded a little bit more. My only other suggestion is don't go too fast. I love slowing down a barbell. If you're trying to grow and really target muscle tissue, go slower. Let the muscle fiber find you. There's so much there. And what's cool is when you slow down, you have to tap into more stabilizers and more tissue. You will not regret it. I mean, you'll be sore the next day, but you're going to hit those pecs. Anton, I have a question regarding strengthening the ankle and improving mobility. I really appreciated Nick's comments with the bucket and sand for the hands. So there's similar tricks for your feet. So there's two things I wanted to point out about this. So I think I have a tool I pulled out. Yeah. One thing I want to teach all of you about your muscle tissue is that, as I was just kind of talking about this stretch and contraction of the muscle, we want your muscles to be I'm thinking of a word that won't come. If your muscle is too tight, we can't get the full expression of its loose. If something's too tight, it won't be able to contract the way we want it to. It won't be able to express, meaning be dynamic, be useful, be jumping into action. So if we're too tight in some of these areas, we have a hard time accessing the full breadth of that muscle, okay? We want these tissues to be pliable. We want them to almost, like, if you look, again, Popping Iron, Arnold's doing curls and he does that kind of shake when he's doing these concentration, and you see this like belly of muscle. The tissue almost looks soft. That's why Arnold got so big. That's why he fills it with so much blood, because he's really working the health of this muscle, and you want these muscle bellies to be able to fluctuate. So in order to do that, when it comes to feet, I think that because of shoes, and especially any women out there that spent time in heels, I know I did for a long time, you feel the bottom of your feet really tightening up. And so part of what's going to help with ankle mobility will be keeping this nice, malleable, fluctuating tissue. Okay. So I have these trigger point balls. You could use a golf ball. You could use a tennis ball. The irony, I was at my chiropractor last week and she had like a skull, like a Halloween prop. She's like, this will be fine. You know, like you don't have to spend a lot of money on something fancy. You could even use, if you have a dumbbell, use the handle on the weight, but I'm going to show you. So there's two things I want to show you. I want you to give yourself, so I'm going to use the weight first, just a little foot massage. This, I will not lie, does not feel great. And all I'm doing though, is I'm just stepping on it. So if you look at sometimes like the forearms are like where all the tendons go from your hands, it's kind of similar. And you'll just feel you've got tender spots underneath your feet. I'm not going crazy. I'm not putting my full body weight on, but I am just gently kind of like moving through. I would say spend 60 seconds a day each foot. Don't overthink it. These, you can do a double or a single ball, but same idea. And maybe it's a little bit nicer than your weight, but you can get the idea. Okay. So that's number one. Work the tissue under your feet. If you got a roommate, a spouse, a partner, I don't know, bring them flowers and ask for a foot massage. That works too. We're going to keep the video down here and I'm going to show you an ankle strengthening exercise. So it's better barefoot. You can use this in between sets. So when you're warming up, I want your hands on a wall or something that keeps you sturdy. And we're going 1 foot at a time. So you see a lot of ankle exercises like this. We're going to do a single leg. Okay. And here are your 2 exercises. You're going to go up and down, just 1 leg with your knee straight and your glute turned on. From the front, I want to point out, I'm going straight up. I see a lot of this. See how my foot sickles to the side and it's going that way? Not us. We got to go straight up, pushing through all 5 toes. Okay. Try to get through 15 there. You might not even hit 15. Okay. Then we hit the other side. Same thing. Oh, this ankle's not as strong. You can see me off balance and kind of sickling. I like using a mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So do a set of 10 to 15 each side. Then here's where it gets good. 1 leg. Now you're going to bend. You're going to load your Achilles. And then you're going to lift. Totally different ball game. This is tricky even for me. Take your time. Don't judge it. But the idea is keeping that load and moving through position. You're not straightening as you go. See, I'm not doing this. Keep the load and go. Same thing each side. Cool? So that's going to help with mobility and with strength. Hope that was thorough enough. Okay. I think I have completed all of those. Okay. Yay. Hope this has been good so far. I love, okay, good. I'm saying that. I love giving you guys enough. I do see 85 messages.
Don't try to
Okay,
catch
hold
up.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Oh,
What's
I
that?
see. You guys are chatting with each other. Great. Is there
At
anything that
my-
I'm missing?
I'm at my desk.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, okay. You guys, okay. This is some of my nutrition talk. Okay. Laura doesn't like egg whites. Oh, sorry, Laura. Don't eat them then. By the way, don't eat them. You don't have to.
We named your Swiffer.
You did? What's his
Yeah, somebody
name?
came up with Swiffer Swiffington III, Swiffy for short.
Swifty. Not to be mistaken for a Swifty, right? Not in this house.
No.
I'm John Mayer's trainer. Excuse
should-
me. I
A
cannot.
golden Swiffer for Christmas. I think we should get you a golden Swiffer for Christmas. I'm
We
How
got
am
a
I supposed to
weighted
focus
one.
with you guys? No.
also
Oh
heard
gosh.
I-70 at about 80 miles an hour listening to you guys. So I'm going to say goodbye because it's probably not safe. Love you all.
I
Bye.
agree with that. But say hi to
Okay.
I-70 for me. She's in Kansas.
Terrible.
That's
Bye,
where I went
April.
to school.
It's so
Bye,
good.
April. We love you. Keep feeling better, girl. I
see a
do want.
question from Ella.
Oh, thank you. I whoever just said that, thank you. I just saw it in my own at the fat intake. Do we say it at the same time? That's got to be the same
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
Great. Oh,
Yep.
thank you for your help. Okay. So this is a really great question. Ella said, I find that when I lower my fat intake, I recover worse. I always do more fat than prescribed. Maybe it has anything to do with me or recovering from a disability. So here's what's cool. Ella, I'm really curious to know what, like, there's almost not enough information here for me to answer you with total confidence. I do absolutely know, though, one size does not fit all. I find that there are deviations that probably each and every one of you might like to make with the program. Having an extra serving of fats here for Ella is not going to make or break her success. If Ella's like, I need to go over, I need 5 servings, not 4. We're talking about 10 grams of fat. Now, here's the fun game. And this is what I would say to you, Ella, for you to experiment. 10 times 9 calories per gram of fat is 90. Okay. So then what I would say is then you take 90 calories. Ella, if you want to up 10 grams of fat, add that serving. 90 divided by 4, because there's 4 grams of there's 4 calories in every gram of carbohydrates, is 22. So I would say, okay, Ella, go up 1 serving of fats and go down 1 serving of carbs and see how you feel. Because the calorie exchange is almost identical. See how it feels. If you're feeling better, that's what you should do. So
that's what I
just
usually do. I just
Great.
kind of feel like cheating, and I have an allergy for those red marks. So every time it kind
Oh.
of goes, I'm like, yeah, I'm questioning myself, which makes it all not well.
This is so good though. So Ella, this is where we'll say to them blue in the face. There's no need to overcomplicate this. What I would do is, like, I know I had 5 servings of fat and I had 7 instead of 8 servings of carbs. I would give myself the green check marks because I know what I did. Do you know what I mean? We run into trouble when someone is saying, like, takes a massive scoop of peanut butter and said, it's just 1 serving. It's like, well, no, come on. We know it's 2 servings. When you start to lie to yourselves and convince yourselves about the portion sizes, and then you're like, I don't know why I'm not seeing progress. That's different. But Ella, you know what you're doing. So I would just say, yep, 8 servings of carbs. Yep, 4 servings of fat, because you need the swap. You're not cheating. You're learning. You're seeing what your body needs. And I honestly would be really curious. Like, this is where I think it's exciting. It's like, okay, recovery, like you say you recover worse. Does that mean your energy level? Does it mean you
I
feel
feel
groggy?
like
You sore?
I was bedbound for a year, 6 years ago, and
Okay.
I went from like a place for not being able to even tie my shoes to being, now I can touch the floor now when I bend. So I just feel like right now I'm working a lot on my like my shoulder muscles, and every time I have like an adrenaline thing. I don't feel pain while I'm exercising, which is a part of my PTSD superpower. Which is really fun while you do it, but then like I wake up the next morning and I'm like hanging and I can't do anything. So I'm very conscious and like slowing down and doing a lot of mental work not to get too into training. So I feel like if I don't load up on like avocado or olive oil the day of the training, the next day I wake up and all my shoulder is basically dismembered. Like I feel it's not sitting well on the joints, and like there's a lot of nagging pain in a way.
I understand. So you feel a direct correlation to the days you train. If you don't have extra fats, you really feel it the next day. And that's the biggest variable for you.
Yeah.
So that's your solution. So on the days that you train, what program are you doing? Are you doing 3 days a week or 4?
the 3.
Great. So in those 3 days, give yourself an extra serving of fats and 1 less serving of carbs. And on the days that you don't weight train, do the regular program and do that for a week and see how it feels. That's what I would do. Because you're
Thank
making
you.
an adaptation that your body is requesting more. And what's cool is right now we just need more data for anybody that's feeling something. Ella's collecting data about like, okay, yeah, I do need that. And it does feel better. So do it. That's totally okay. But like you're not cheating. Just get your green check mark. You know what I mean? Because you know you made the swap. But be diligent. Don't guess portions. Be like, I added 10, I subtracted 20. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. But be in touch with me about this. I mean, you're making great progress. And I'd also, if the adrenaline thing is putting you over, like be conscious about your lifting as well. Be conscious that you're not coming back too fast, too hard. I can feel the passion and the excitement, and you're like, I'm like free. I'm not bedridden anymore. So let's still remind yourself that you were, and we're coming out of that. And that's not going to be like, it's not going to decide how your future goes, but let's also be thoughtful that it was part of your past and make sure.
Yeah, but it's very easy to fall back if you start running too fast. And I'm like, this is where I've been closely coached by Arnold AI to kind of slow down and start tuning into cues and everything. It's hard. Like this is my hardest part. I don't feel the pain or the hardness of like showing up and lifting the weights. I'm just this constant pull to slow myself down. This is the hard part for me.
Well, by the way, that's the beauty of working out. When you talk about depression and disease, movement is one of the greatest things you could do to feel better because of what the hormones that it releases, the serotonin. Like I've never not felt awesome and happy and clear after a workout. So part of the drug of movement is in you as you're doing it, on top of the fact that you're emotionally feeling great about it. And then there's an aftermath. So I'm not saying for you to be scared, but I do want you to be thoughtful, be intentional. That's all.
Thank you.
You bet, babe. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I'm seeing Alexander's question. So Alex, are you here, Alexander?
I am here. Yeah. Hi, Jen.
Amazing. So you're saying, I'd like some help with dumbbell front squats. I'm struggling to get the plates on my shoulders. I'm going to come out of my spotlight.
Because I don't know how else to.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, show me. I took myself off spotlight, and let me see.
If I can do this. Right.
Do you mean like the? Thank you, Noah.
Oh God, this is horrendous. Okay, so the dumbbells I've got are these,
Great.
Right. So it's just getting the plates up, getting the dumbbells up. So if I take both of these, and it's like, where do you put them? Because the weight's so big. Like to try and rest that on the shoulder, it kind of crushes your head.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, what you actually did was pretty darn good. Okay, thank you for that. I'll go next, Alexander. So, it's tough. It's tough getting strong, guys, because you got to pick up bigger stuff and move it around. All right, Noah, let's go to me next. Thank you. So you're talking about two things, the transfer of the weight up and also where to put it, right, Alex?
Yeah, it's just where to put it. Just like if I put it on my shoulder, it feels like the plates are going to crush my head. Like if I can use fixed dumbbells like you've got there.
I know, but those weight. So yeah. So here's the answer is not an easy one. I personally, would put, and I know you've got a plate, so we're going to use the peanut butter jar. I would put the face of that plate right here, like on the inside of my delt, kind of a thing. Like I would let it be here, because the reality is for a front squat, what makes them so exciting and annoying is this frontal load, the front rack. So now instead of being on your hips with a back squat, it's in front of you, which is going to request way more core. I love a front squat though. So for me, I would say you can either rest them right on your shoulders or put the face of that weight right in there, because you're just going to have to be there. And I know what you mean. Like, it feels like close to your face. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. The other way is you could, I'm just trying to think, I know it's a little different because they're higher. You could kind of do a little bit of a release. So like get them in your hands, bring them up. And I bring my hands to the front a little bit to give yourself a little bit more space so they can kind of sit over your shoulders, even though it's like not truly in front. If it's a little like this, you're still on that front load. I wouldn't worry about it. I think part of what's happening is like an anatomical limitation of the actual dumbbell you have.
Yeah,
So just-
it's if I use a fixed hex, something like that, then it's not a problem because they sit quite nicely on the shoulder. It's just I guess I just need to buy heavier fixed.
My next
fixed
question
dumbbells.
is how heavy do those go? Like, so you can put weight on those, correct?
Yeah. So I mean, I could get those right up to like 50 kilograms, but I'm not going to lift 50 kilograms, right? So,
Well, here's
I'm
another
I'm
idea.
like,
Not with that attitude.
like 20 at the moment.
Yeah. What if you did one? So load up
Right.
one dumbbell. That's the other way. And you'll put it right
Okay.
here. You'll hold it side by side. And like, you're still going to have the weights here and here. But now we're
Yeah.
still hitting it because the goblet's here and it's a lower hold. I
Yeah.
like the idea of you attempting here. And
Okay.
you'll have those handles. So if you can load the one and let it be challenging enough, that might be an option for you.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, that's interesting.
You
I'll
make
give
your
it a
own
whirl.
rules, you know what I mean? That's probably how I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
do it. I do like you going with two, but like part of that is like getting a really good frame in place and not letting those dumbbells come in and go out. Like just set them
Yeah.
up here. Like you have these great muscles here. Like put them on the shelf and just rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jen.
yeah. Let us know how
Right
it
on.
goes. But also, I will tell you, it's one of the greatest stories I have about my father. You know, he grew up with not, very much, and he would work. He worked and got enough to get some weights, and then he just lifted those weights until he made more money, so he could buy an extra set of tens. You know what I mean? And then like he's like, and then he like worked
how
and
it's
he worked,
going.
use that. So like, you know what I mean? Like it's exciting to
Yeah.
outgrow your gym and outgrow your dumbbells, and that's I get it's a financial request, but like I don't know, I think it's cool. Like I have like a little kitty for like stuff that I love and gym stuff I love, and you might be just be time to upgrade. Cool.
Great. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you guys, everybody, for these help with him. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to. Okay, I think we did all of that. Great. Okay,
Jen,
let's. Yes,
I have one quick question. I think it's
Sure.
a quick one.
it's okay. Gabriel, yep.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Well, I'm doing the foundation, right? But I'm also doing BJJ like 4 times a week.
Ooh.
Sometimes it's like 1 hour, an hour and a half. And the days that I do the foundation, usually the day after, I'm feeling pretty sore. And usually BJJ is impacted by that because I'm feeling sore. So I guess my question is, what would be the best way? Should I stack my foundation workout and BJJ on the same day, just on like 6 to 10 hours apart, or maybe more, massage gun or foam rolling? It's
So
a
I
hard one.
hear
I
I have.
haven't figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, all of this is an experiment. So it's a great question. Like I think of two things. Part of me feels like this is an adaptation phase. You're working
Okay.
and you're loading, and then you're doing jujitsu. I've done jujitsu at a very remedial level, and I can tell you it takes every ounce of you to focus and to be on that mat with someone. And if you're sore and or fatigued, it's really going to disrupt your ability to work that skill and get better there. Is your primary goal right now BJJ?
It is. I think like for the time being, yeah, just because I want to try to, I'm still close probably to being a blue belt. That I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I could see it there, but so yeah.
Yeah. So then and then my question is, in the foundation program, are you on a set schedule, like a fixed schedule, or the
No.
sliding?
The sliding one.
Great. So that's, I think, what I would recommend for you. What days do you BJJ?
Usually Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
So 3 days a week.
Yeah.
My concern is if you're going to double up, I just don't know if that's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 days, that's like for professional athletes. Like you know what I mean? Like that's a big request. And I almost wonder, I like that. That's why I like the sliding schedule for you. Like I shifted my pump workouts around when I was training for Wadapalooza.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys don't know what that is, in your personal settings, you can switch from the fixed schedule, which the days are the same days a week every week, or if you have to miss, it just kind of slides forward so you don't fall behind, which I really like. And I would say, Gabriel, like that's the way I would do it. I look at that you've got an opportunity. If you're going Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you could easily lift on a Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because Mondays are off. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if right now you should just drop your pump workouts, like let them slide and only go 2 a week.
Okay.
That's what I would do, and see up that up, because like if you're doing foundation, you're at least 3 a week, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Sunday, and then what do you feel? Do you find that you're the most tired at what point in the week? Is it your work day, like a Thursday? Is it your Saturday? When do you like?
Friday.
Friday. is your
Usually
most tired.
when I do go for the Saturday session, I am tired. I could definitely tell the difference. You know, the week
So
has gone
Friday
by.
is your non-negotiable rest day. See
Okay.
how like I'm helping him form a very custom plan. Like his body knows, and what I love about you guys is that you're really trying to like do it all. And the reality is like his body's saying, yo, Gabe, too much, and something's got to give. And if your goal is that blue belt, then we're going to get that blue belt. Now, I think the lifting will help you and keep you strong.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is like, I don't know that we can live these side by side in that foundation program. We've all done it. We know it. It's no joke.
Yeah.
Like it is
It's
no
no
joke.
joke.
So I would say if I were doing this, lift 1, I would say rest. So if I'm going to customize this to you, lift 2. All right. So you should start your weeks on Sundays. You're lifting
Okay.
your first pump workouts on a Sunday. I want you to rest Monday.
Okay.
Tuesday's jujitsu. Wednesday's your second lift. Thursday's jujitsu. That's your power middle right there.
Yeah.
But Friday's a rest day. Saturday's just jujitsu.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it
So
makes sense.
Rest. This is actually rest Monday, Friday.
Monday,
Lift
Friday.
Sunday and Wednesday.
Got
And
it.
then the jujitsu is Friday. And then that's cool. That's like we got 5 days a week. You've
Yeah.
got room, and then just let the schedule slide.
Okay. I'll do that.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep. Try it, and then let me know because I'll do a meeting in 2 weeks, and I want feedback from you.
Okay. We'll do.
All right, babe.
Thank you.
All right, and I wrote this down. If you don't remember, just tag me in the app.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, great. Okay. Oh, people have to go. All good. Ben's going, but okay.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
I did have a question on, like I said, I'm coming from a partial Achilles tear about a month ago, and I'm getting okay to finally start lifting again. More upper body, of course, no lower body. But, you know, like I was talking to Nick and he was saying doing stuff to try and work my quads out. I don't have like machines. I don't have things like that to be able to do. Do you have recommendations for exercises I can do to still get quad work in while I'm waiting to get my boot off and all that stuff?
Okay. The next question. What are you cleared to do? You were walking. How'd that feel? Like, are you sore?
No, not really sore, not anything like that, but I'm not cleared to start like lifting anything with my lower body yet. I'm still in a boot for another 2 weeks, and then I start my PT in earnest.
Okay, I know what I want to give you, and I'm looking for a prop in my house to try to show you this. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I swear this is half entertainment, half educational. Oh, so this is how I started to get back in action after my knee dislocation. Now I know it's a slightly different part of the leg, but yeah, Jacob, I got you, babe. Hold on. Jacob and Gabriel. Actually, Jacob, do me a favor and tag me in the app so I won't forget to send you that program, buddy. So do you guys know like the big bands, the big training bands? Does that make sense at the gym? Okay.
Mhm.
They're pretty cheap online. This is my iPhone cord is going to be the band. So the way I'm going to show this to you. Yeah, this will have to do. So you want to secure it. I kind of do one of those things, you know, when you have a loop, you put it around something kind of a thing, like put it around a very stable door handle or whatever. So it's not going anywhere. And then this loop will go behind your knee. Okay. So it's going to kind of look like this. And I'm literally just have to tie this to my door. 1 second. It's very remedial, but it's worth it. Is this a little bit better? A little lower?
Yeah.
So this is an iPhone cord. So it's not stretchy, but you get the picture. So what I want you to do is this band is sitting behind your knee. I want you to start very light. Okay, very light. But what happens is your foot's going to stay on the ground and you're going to let the band pull your knee forward, and then you're going to straighten your knee and you're going to work against the band. So this, if you want to Google, it's called terminal knee, like a terminal at airport. And what happens is you just let the band pull you forward, right? Load the quad and push into the band. Load and push into the band. It is such a great way to start to get some effective quad work switched on. And again, from the front, you've just got it pulling at a fixed position, right? You let the band pull you forward just a little bit. And all I'm doing is I'm just straightening the knee, working against that band. And you'll feel it light up right in here. You're going to get these connection points. Now, I know we've got bigger muscle up here, but this is a great introduction because I'm making you load your Achilles very gently. And I'm loading it more gently than your walk. But you can see like my heel's down. So you're going to be here loaded, and then you drive up, and you want to stay kind of tall. So that's how I would start you. And I also don't want you to underestimate the power of a seated leg extension. Dude,
Okay.
you do a handful of these. No load on my Achilles whatsoever. I already feel it right here. And I want you to go, you pause and return. Pause and return. I think I've done 10 and 11 right now. I'm already feeling a burn. Swap it out, other side, get it. You're going to feel probably some hamstring tightness, but I already feel the quad working. And it's so easy. Now, you could get fancy. You could throw, some ankle weights on there. Or, I've literally, I'm psycho though. Like I took a towel and I taped my 5-pound dumbbell to my ankle. Like I just tied a kitchen towel. I'm such a meathead. I don't care. You know what I mean? So I tied my dumbbell here and I just started doing with 5s. And I was like, that's hard. So, and you control both ways, you're really going to start to work that space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's like,
yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's like I wasn't sure how to get myself to those quads and everything without a machine and everything. Upper body I can do. I just can't do quite as heavy, but I can still do a lot of upper body. But yeah, lower body, I'm like, okay. But I just got approved like yesterday.
Yeah. Those two are easy. There are other things to do, but with your Achilles, like, you could put a hip circle around your knees and you could do some other leg work, but I'm like, I don't want you moving laterally. I just don't, because you're not in front of me and I'm not your doctor. And so I'd like to be careful about programming more, but what I just gave you, they're basically PT exercises. They're going to be a little humbling, coming off the injury, but
Oh.
it's worth it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get humbled a lot in a few weeks, I'm sure.
Hey man, it's part of it. It's part of it's the good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. By the way, Brianne, I just saw your face. Nice to see you, girl. I'm looking at the questions in the here. So he tore his. Let's see. So Audrey, or Trinity, I don't know who's actually here. There's two names for this question. You're mentioning that your husband or he injured a lat or teres. Is it worth coming to the app? 100% get him in the app. I've been very vocal. I dislocated my knee in January. I started the pump in February or March, and I don't know where I would have been without it. I obviously wasn't doing the front rack lunges or front squats, and I couldn't do the leg stuff, but like it got me in there. So the answer is yes, have him skip the upper body stuff that he's not able to access, but there is so much you can do and it keeps you on track. And the obvious bonus is people that are doing it with you. Like this community is going to be there for you. So obviously he's got some healing to do and hopefully he's seen a physician, but get him in the system. I had to skip all the leg stuff, so maybe he'll skip all the upper body stuff, but at least he'll be connected to a system here. I think mentally it's really going to do wonders for him, and it's something you guys will build in together. So, and Mindy, thank you for your comment too. That's really great. Yeah, obviously get support, but I didn't go to a doctor. I am such a mix between Catch and Adam. Like I was like, I didn't go to a doctor. I'll be fine. Like, stupid Catch. But I'm also very thoughtful about things too. So, just keep that in mind. Like, go get help. It sounds like if there's something really going on there, he should get checked out. But you don't need a teres to do body weight squat. You don't need a teres to do lunges. You don't need teres to do sit-ups. Like, let's get moving, right? You'll feel better. Thank you, Alexander. Same thing. Okay.
Jen,
Okay,
can
great.
I
know
ask
people
you
have
a
to-
question?
Yeah, I honestly kind of love where this is going. I know we have form checks to get to, but if we just do questions, I don't mind staying here and we'll just give Nick a lot to do on Friday.
You are mean.
Hey, we're like brother, sister. I'm allowed to be a little snotty. Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, I have a question about stretching. When I do my deadlift, I often feel that I do not come close enough, high enough with my butt and close enough with my stomach to the ground. You understand that, and it feels
You're
like
having
I'm blocked in my back.
if I'm interpreting you correctly, because like you're feeling like you're not able to get into this position.
Yes.
And you feel like you're like this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and a little my butt is a little too down to
Oh, you're here.
yeah.
Well, I think that this could be just a positional issue, Jacob. I mean, let's walk through this. Let me put it this way. Here's where I start in my deadlift. All right. Can we make me a full screen, Noah? So then I can see myself better as well. I don't have that. Thank you. So this is where I start with my deadlift here. If my butt's lower, I have to round. Like there's no other way anatomically for me to be in this position. So my question is, why don't we lift your butt up and start here? Right? The other thing that's going to help is something I did to April about 3 months ago. Why don't we lift the ground, like bring the barbell a little higher? So I don't know what kind of weights you're working with. I've seen some of your videos, but I'll take a big plate like a 45 or just a thicker 25, put it on each side of my barbell. So instead of starting lower, the bar starts higher on my shin. And for someone like Jacob and April at the time that doesn't quite have the mobility, but you are going to get it. The more you deadlift, the more you put yourself in these deeper contrasting positions, your body will give you access. And I'll explain why in a second. But so if we just lift the floor up a little bit and let your butt start a little higher, you're going to be able to lock into this position. Because like, look at how vertical my shins are. That's what I want. If your butt's too low, look at the angle of my shins, right? They're pointing that way. If my butt's higher, they're more vertical. So I think it's a combination of two things. I think we should lift the floor and bring your butt higher. Submit a video for me when I do it next. And I usually do every other week. So we'll be here, but that's how I would start you. And then we load from here because you want that bar kind of up and down. And if you're going too low, like with your butt, I have to round to make this happen. That's how you fix it. Okay. And to take that further, what I was saying is that when it comes to positions and stretching, you've heard us say it a lot, but like weight training is mobility. And I'm going to give you the scientific reasoning behind that to help you explain, because it's like, what do you mean? It's stretching, right? So neurologically speaking, your body will give you access to a range of motion that it trusts you can control. Okay. So if I'm with Peggy and I'm stretching her hamstring and I'm shoving it like, she's like, and I'm pushing her leg. She's feeling a stretch, but is she moving her leg or am I? Right. I am. And that's why often you'll see people do that like active release. So like she'll push against me and create tension in the space, showing control, showing strength. And the body goes, okay, I'll give Peggy a little more room because she showed me she can control it. And so with Jacob and deadlifting, your body is going to be like, oh, I don't really, right now your body is saying, I don't know if he's got this. Let's be a little tighter. Let's keep him safe. And by bringing the floor up and your butt up, you're going to be in a really nice, strong position, and you're going to start to load in that position with control and hitting that range of motion. And your body's going to be like, holy cow, Jacob's doing great. Let's give him a little more rope. Let's give him a little more space. And so that's part of what's happening. And so just know that the more you lift in the right positions, the more access your body's going to give you to them. Okay. That's why if you see there's all this stuff on the internet, like doing like hip mobility, a really good one that I love doing with my clients. I don't have a lot of space here, but like think about like a bench like this. And the idea is like rotating your hip like this in space. And part of, I'm like kind of out of space here, but by rotating, like I am showing my hip, I have control, right? I'm moving through space. And so my body is going, oh, Jen's got this. Let's give her a little bit more space in that hip. So just know that's what I mean, like neurologically speaking, like there's kind of a governor on you unless you let it know like you can handle it. I'm seeing lots of nods. It makes me happy.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Peggy, great. So you're saying super tight hamstrings with deadlifts. I have long arms, but those hamstrings are holding me back. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you're at our ruck deadlift event,
yeah,
guys, 2 weeks ago now. Oh my God. I see what you're saying. I know your position, but I actually think that like some tightness is good. Like you want tightness. You want that dynamic in your body. So like, as I was saying, we want to be malleable. We want the muscles to be able to contract and relax because this is a fun fact. The fastest people in the world, it's not like Usain Bolt. We all know who that is. Yeah. Fastest man in the world record holder for the 100, the 200. His muscles contract as fast as mine do. it's really not his ability to contract faster, it's his ability to relax his muscles faster so he can contract again. So that's what I mean. We need that breath of relaxation, of the letting go of the contraction so we can recontract. Okay. So just know that. So, but tension in your body, that healthy, what I call contrast, is what's going to create that dynamic and that strength off the ground. So to Peggy's point, to have hamstrings that are a little tight, I mean, do you feel it when you walk around your house? Do you feel it when you're like brushing your teeth? Do you feel it when you're getting in and out of your car?
No,
Nah.
not at all.
So I want to worry about it. I think it's great. I think I want tension in your hips. I want tension in when you lock into that bar, you should feel them turned on. Now, maybe because of our workload and our age and other factors, you want them a little warmer. I know for me, I feel that. And I've been doing, trying to show you a great warm up. How can I show you this? Man, you guys have just seen my whole house today. Goodness. All right, come here. Let's see if I can do this for Peggy. Also, Peggy, I got your beautiful card in the mail.
Oh, you did.
I did. Thank you. I cried. I was driving and I had to stop. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit next to something that's stable. Okay. So this is for anybody that wants to get a little more warmth and blood and action into those hamstrings, especially before they dead. So my couch isn't going anywhere. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your other leg up and you're going to go up and down.
Okay.
This is what I call flossing. So even though this leg's moving, the leg that's up is the one that's feeling it. You'll feel a little down here. Now I want to show you something with my body. If I'm here and I'm going, if my hips are curled under, I take the stretch out of my hamstring. If you give your tailbone some weight, I've lengthened my hamstring and where it ties into my glute. So I'm going to show you from this angle too. My lead leg, look at it here. If I'm curled under, I take tension off my leg. But if I do a gentle arch of my lower back, you'll immediately feel it. Guys, even you sitting down, if you curl your hips under or you arch your back a little bit, you'll feel it. And it's less about what my stomach's doing and it's more about this space right here. So I just tilt my tailbone and I feel the stretch. So I want that tilt in place when you're doing this, Peggy. Okay. So you're tilted. Oh man, do I feel that. So I like it this way. And you could do it like you could put like a band over this foot and hold that foot in place and go. I like being against something stable.
Okay.
I think it's the best. So I don't know. I mean, if you're at a gym, there's rigs or there's static places to do it on.
Yeah.
Or your family will laugh at you for being on the floor like I am, but do what you got to do.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Yeah, thank you, Jacob. I agree. Well, I'm crazy detailed oriented. Here's the thing. I think I'm going to make a game time decision. I don't know that we should even start form checks. Oh God. Noah, what do you think? We've been here for almost 90 minutes.
I mean, I'm good if you want to, but I would ask the audience because I'm sure they have stuff to do. But I can do it. Whatever.
Okay, I think I might have to make the executive decision. I know we had form checks in there, but we spent a lot more time talking with this. I thought was really valuable. And Nick will be doing another form check. He's going to call you from his basement, guys. He's the best. So maybe that's what we do. So then I will leave. I will stay for an extra. Let's go till 9 a.m. my time. Oh, thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Does anybody have any other questions that I can field?
Yeah, I've got one, Jen.
Okay, right.
Okay.
By the way, this is terrible. Is your name Tom or Ryan?
Yes.
Tom.
Nope, it's Ryan.
Dang it.
Jen, you can't diss two first names in front of me. Come on.
I know, because Noah Justin, and for a long time, I was like, is his name Noah or Justin? And you know how I learned Noah's name is I never put your last name in, Noah. I was like, I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, Ryan, and I think because I've seen all the Jack Ryan movies, which, by the way, Harrison Ford forever, but I was like, maybe it's Tom Ryan. So, all right, sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
No need to apologize. It happens all the time. I'm used to it. You know, I've been dealing with it literally my whole life. So.
Okay. Well, I got it now.
All right. Programming question for you. So I am doing the Maximize Your Strength. Just started phase 2. And I figured mix things up a little bit. I swapped out my shoulder presses, which were the second exercise today, for lateral raises. Went through, did it. It was fine, but should I have just stuck with the shoulder presses? I'm kind of thinking that is, I'm getting more out of it, whereas the lateral raises are more of an isolation, just kind of hitting the shoulders. So should I just go back?
Why did you swap?
Because I want to do something a little different, but maximize your strength. I want to maximize my strength. So with the shoulder presses, I'm getting more here.
Yeah. So lateral raises are cool. They're a great accessory exercise for shape and for stabilization, but bigger movements work bigger muscles. And you'll find that even in an overhead press, my whole body is in on it, right? With lateral raises, kind of participates, you can get away with it. So that's what I was like. Now, I will tell you personally, I'll make the swaps just because I'm like, I just think it'll be fun to do lateral raises today. It's cool. Do it. You're still working your shoulders. The whole point is there's a shoulder exercise programmed. You did it. You did one. But you will get more out of an overhead press any day, for sure. And I especially like, when you think about pressing, so much of the press is the way home. I like what it does on that eccentric phase. I like how my lats start to come in and create this shelf of stability. So you're going to get more. Yeah. So you didn't do anything wrong, but you'll swap if you want. Yeah.
Just because the swap's there doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Usually the swap is there for someone that doesn't have the equipment for the main one. That's what it's for.
Okay.
Versus what do I want today? This will be fun. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, Ryan. Yeah, I see you guys. Yeah, John's got to go. Yeah, Roscoe's got to go. Ray's got to go. Okay, yeah. Of course, Matthew. Everyone's got to roll. Any more questions? I can close it out.
You're lucky I don't have one today.
I know. Woo! I'm sweating over here.
No,
okay, then.
You're good.
Thank you, Jen.
Well, of course. I absolutely just love spending my mornings with you. This was so fun. Thanks for being just so interested and so fun to teach. And let's all go to Nick's form check session on Friday.
1,000 videos.
Yeah, he'll have a lot. There's like 60 in there. Okay. Roscoe, cool. I'll make sure he gets to your video. Vix, thank you. Gina, thank you. This is so awesome. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye, guys. See you soon.